Dakari Brainslug. The Dakari Brainslug is a creature found on the dense jungle world of Dakar. This tropical death world is home to all manner of deadly creatures, and the Brainslug is possibly the most insidious and dangerous of all. It attaches to a host creature's nervous system and completely takes over the body and mind of its victim. When threatened, the slug can slip below the dermal layer of the host's flesh through a break in the skin it made on the back of the host's neck. Once there, it extends a small breathing tube through the back of the neck, and it can then pass undetected amongst uninfected creatures with ease. Even the largest predator can fall victim to this malicious creature, and its unnerving ability to pass between hosts quickly makes dealing with it near impossible. Rumours persist that the Brainslugs have attached themselves to human hosts to gain passage off-world on conscript barges within the Imperial Guard. Entire contingents have been cleansed by regular guardsmen armed with flamers at the slightest hint of Brainslug infestation. Cortex Leech. Cortex leeches are small tyrannid organisms similar in appearance to rippers. Cortex leeches will leap onto the face of their victims and insert their long feeler tendrils into the orifices of the victim's face, such as the ears, nose and eyes. These tendrils are capable of manipulating and altering the chemistry of the new host's brain, making them fall under the sway of the leech, and in turn, thanks to their biology, forcing them to become a dribbling puppet under the thrall of the tyrannid hive mind. Horror of Axiom. The Horror of Axiom appears to be descended from the tyrannid monstrosity known as the zoanthrope. While separated from a host, the Horror of Axiom is weak, barely able to move under its own volition. However, it can call telepathically to weak-willed persons and convince the soon-to-be slave that it's in their best interests to work together. Once joined, the Horror's power grows significantly. It feeds on the host's psychic energy, redirecting it in blasts of mental power, while augmenting the slave's strength when it deems necessary. Necrotic Slime. Necrotic slimes are transparent gelatinous blob-like creatures roughly the size of a man's fist. It's extremely slow-moving and lacks any form of agility. To reproduce, the necrotic slime will usually attach itself to a victim's head when they are asleep, from where it is slowly absorbed through the flesh and into the brain. Without any ability to defend itself, it releases psychochemical stimulants into the host's system, producing a sense of euphoria and feeling of power, preventing the victim from removing it because they simply have no desire to do so. Because the sense of euphoria the creature releases is so extreme, it's often used as a drug by the people of Necromunda, although usually in the presence of another person who is ready to remove the parasite or inject the user with anti-parasitic drugs to kill the creature off. For once inside the host's brain, the slime begins reproducing, akin to an amoeba, via cellular mitosis. Millions of offspring emerge as the amoeba divides over and over, sustaining themselves by devouring the host's brain for psychic and physical nutrition. The host is eventually reduced to a drooling, gibbering state, until after a few hours, the sheer numbers of the feeding and engorged larval slimes crack open the victim's skull. Medusae. Medusae are empathic parasites that appear as a collection of brains and spinal cords that are stacked on top of one another. Native to the webway, these creatures move by floating across the ether like jellyfish, where they feed upon the dreams, as well as nightmares, of sentient beings. They can also latch upon a living host, allowing them to feed upon the emotions of their host directly, and through this process allow themselves to manifest in real space, thus becoming hybrid creatures of both the material world and the warp. In combat, the empathic abilities are used as a devastating weapon. A simple gaze from a Medusae can lead to instant emotional hemorrhaging, by exposing their victims to raw anguish, potentially inducing them into a coma from which there is no recovery. In addition, they are also able to absorb extreme sensations, which are highly prized in Dark Eldar society. The brain fruits of the Medusae are capable of being consumed and allow an individual to re-experience the vivid sensations and emotions of a raid all over again.